He is none other than the legendary Verne Lundquist back on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Verne?
Hi, Rich. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm thrilled to be chatting with you. A lot of people are even hearkening back to the Iron Bowl finish from a couple of years ago after what we saw on Thursday Night Football last night, Verne.
And you know what, Rich? Not all of us saw it. We were in Atlanta. We are in Atlanta, obviously, for the game.
Yeah.
And we have a Thursday night tradition here, a tradition unlike any other,
Nice.
right? Kind of.
Yes.
But we have a CBS-sponsored dinner for the SEC officials and Dr. Pepper, the prime advertiser for this for the championship game. And we were at a restaurant here, and they didn't have the game on. So I only read about it this morning. It must have been extraordinary.
No, Verne, let me tell you, it was a shocker. I mean, Aaron Rodgers put it 65 yards up in the air, and then coming on the heels of what happened on Monday Night Football between the Browns and the Ravens, and before this thing got launched, your compadre Jim Nantz said, in the state of Michigan, with plays in the last second, mentioning Michigan State, you never know. I'm assuming that the Iron Bowl is the biggest, craziest finish you've ever called on a gridiron?
Yes, it is by far. I think the nature of the game was such that there were so many elements to it. You had 1 versus 4 in the country coming in. You had a 99-yard pass from A.J. McCarron to Amari Cooper that broke a tie early in the fourth quarter that is almost an afterthought. If you think about the game, you probably will always remember T.J. Yeldon stepping out of bounds, taking 7 minutes, I think, to decide whether to put 1 second back on the clock. And then, the Adam Griffith with the missed 57-yarder. I don't know that I've ever seen a more spectacular finish to a college game than that one.
And you're in Atlanta for the SEC championship game between number 19 Florida and number 2 Alabama, 4 Eastern kickoff time with Gary Danielson on CBS. Is there anything you can add to the intrigue of Kirby Smart and the defensive staff and the coaching staff? Because Nick Saban told us all to talk to his Coke bottle a couple days ago, and I don't think that worked out very well.
I've never seen a rant with a Coke bottle before. I've seen Nick go into many rants at that weekly press conference. No, we don't have any information, and we're going to talk to Nick later this afternoon. Okay. And the topic will come up, obviously. But there was a local report here that, yes, they confirmed Kirby going to Georgia, but the report in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution this morning was that he will stay with Alabama until the season ends. And that could be, the BCS, no, listen to me, the BCS, the college football playoff.
I'm the same way.
I can't get rid of it. It's like a nasty cough. It won't go away.
There's medicine for. Unfortunately, there was no medicine for the BCS. Unfortunately, to make that.
You're right. And I think it's for all the dominoes to fall the way they have, and create the great circle for Kirby Smart to go back to his alma mater. It's a pretty extraordinary story.
So paint the picture for me how Florida can pull this off. They have as many losses now as number of points they were able to muster up against Florida State. Verne, not many people giving them a chance in this game tomorrow. What can you tell me?
Well, to paint the picture, I'd like to have Picasso sitting here.
Nice.
It's a tough challenge. At the dinner last night, when we missed the final play of the Thursday night game, Gary did a scenario for all the people at the dinner, in which he recalled some of the great upsets that we've had, and there have been some on championship week. He listed a bunch of them. I think they're going to have to play a perfect game to join that list of. They're the second largest underdog in the history of this championship game, which goes back to '92. And there was an Arkansas team that was underdogged by 24 in the 90s, and they lost by 25. Mm-hmm. I just they've got some difficulties at quarterback, and Jim McElwain has taken some responsibility for that, saying, I'm trying to run a pro-style offense with a guy who's a dual-threat quarterback, and I'm forcing him more than I should, probably trying to expand the package a little bit. I expect that Treon Harris has to play really, really, really well. I think they're going to have designed runs for him more than they have in the last month, certainly. He doesn't. He's got this freshman Antonio Callaway, who's going to be a big-time player. They've got to get him involved. Now, defensively, Rich, they're pretty darn good. They're better than pretty darn good. But they're also facing this huge running back who's run 200-plus yards.
Gosh.
I mean,
he's Brandon
Henry.
Jacobs' size, Vern. I mean, and he ran 46 times Derrick Henry last week for Alabama in the Iron Bowl. That was truly remarkable. Where does this Alabama team rank with the other Alabama teams that you've seen win the SEC championship and then the entire whole shooting match, Vern? Where does this team rank with those previous ones you've seen?
I'd say, they've won 3 under Nick. This probably not as good as the 09 team, which was really, really complete. I was amused, kind of, when they lost to Ole Miss game 3 of the season at home. They did turn it over 5 times, and that is not helpful. But all the talk was that Saban's lost it.
Yeah, that's right.
The dynasty is dead, and I'm sitting there watching these shows on television, thinking, no. As long as Saban's there, they haven't lost it, and they have improved each week, which I think is a quality of a really good team. And Nick Saban's the best coach in college football, maybe the best coach in all of football.
Verne Lundquist joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. In the couple minutes I have with you left, I would be remiss if I did not ask you about Tiger Woods and his shocking press conference this week in the Bahamas for his charity event, saying that he can't even play, that until he can be able to play soccer with his kids and be able to bend down and pick up a soccer ball to play with his kids, which he misses doing, he's becoming very good at video games. And you were in the booth, sitting there at 16 for that magical run where he was doing whatever he wanted, it seemed. What are your thoughts on what you heard from Tiger this week, Vern?
Well, I'm very sad because of what he means to the sport. All of these guys who are making so much money now ought to look at him and start thanking him. I know he's had well-documented difficulties in his personal life, but what he's meant to the sport is extraordinary. And I don't know. We may not see him again. And that saddens me because he is one of the great historical figures in all of golf. And I wish him well, but it doesn't sound good, does it?
No, but then again, you once saw Jack win it at 46, right? I mean,
Thank you.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to make of it, though, Vern, right? I just don't know, because I feel the same way as you. I don't know if we're going to ever see him again. Certainly maybe never win again. But he's
Right.
the type of guy that you could never put anything past in that regard.
Well, when he was at his absolute prime, I don't know that we've ever seen anybody accomplish in a 2 or 3 year period when he won. Jim Nantz named it the Tiger Slam. When he was at the peak. But you know what, Rich? I go back to something Jack Nicklaus said in the 90s. And it appeared then, and of course Jack's a very proud man and very proud of his record of majors won. And all of the conversation was when will Tiger win it? Not if he'll surpass him. And Jack said, well, you never know. You never know about injury. And without any sense of irony, and this is 25 years ago, he said, you never know about if he gets married and has kids. You never know what the impact of those things will be on his ability to play golf. And, of course, in various ways, that impact has been severe on him.
No doubt. Vern, thanks for calling in. I already look forward to the next time. I look forward to your call on CBS tomorrow. And if when you see Coach Saban later on, if he walks in with that Coke bottle, be careful. I don't just want to throw that out there. Okay?
I'll do that, Rich. Thanks.
You
Always
bet.
fun.
It's great. There's Verne Lundquist.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.